So it's been quite some time since I've had the Hey Abby grow box, and a lot of people have asked me, is it actually worth it? Have I been using it? And the truth be told, guys, I really haven't used it a whole lot. Right now it's actually in my backyard, sitting down, taking all the elements, rain, snow, sun, everything. So in today's episode, I'm going to break down for you guys why I actually stopped using the Hey Abby grow box and why it may not be appropriate for most home growers. Now before we get into that, I just want to shout out the iCan VIP Bean Club. The iCan VIP Bean Club is popping. We got new genetics and exclusive crosses going out to all VIPs. So make sure you guys join up. Mailboxes are burning down and packages are going out. So make sure you guys don't miss out on this next drop. And partner that up with the iCan Organics and you got a killer combo. Your plants will absolutely love it. So the Hey Abby Grow Box, it came out about 3 or 4 years back. And when it first came out, that's when I actually was able to get my hands on it. I got the OG version, one of the first versions that were ever made. Now guys, there are a lot of benefits to the Hey Abby grow box, but there are also a lot of drawbacks. And the drawbacks are really the reason why I stopped using the entire grow box. So what I'm going to do today is go through some of the reasons as to why I stopped using the Hey Abby grow box. Now first off, the grow box is pretty cool. It actually looks pretty neat and quite futuristic. Hey Abby, open the door. But once you get past that new car smell, you realize it's kind of limited. It's limited in terms of the amount of space that you got and the amount of plants that you can actually fit into the grow box. Because of the size of the grow box and the way it's designed and built, you don't have a lot of horizontal space, you only have vertical space. So you can only really grow up, you can't grow wide. And for me, that's a bit of a problem because when I'm growing, I do try to get a relatively decent yield. Yield is not my only main concern, but it definitely is a concern. So the fact that it's pretty limited and it was only one plant that I was able to grow in there was definitely a little bit of a downside. Now in the past, because of the size, I found myself using the Hey Abby grow box to store my seedlings and stuff like that, really small plants in solo cups pretty much. And that way I was able to fit about 3 or 4, maybe even 5 of them in there. But even in solo cups, the plants quickly outgrew the space. So for me, one of the biggest downsides was the size and the capacity. It just can't hold a whole lot. Now a second negative for me, something that I didn't really like, is that the first version, the OG version, it was only compatible with DWC. So you could only run a hydroponic setup. And for me, I'm not a fan of DWC or hydroponic systems. I prefer organic and living soil systems. For me, the DWC system meant that I just had to be a little bit more hands-on. I had to be a little bit more accurate with my feedings and stuff of that nature. Now, there are definitely people who have DWC systems and they have it dialed in. But I'm just saying, for me personally, my personal preference was to run in organic living soil systems as opposed to DWC water systems. Plus, in DWC systems, I can't use any of my organic fertilizers, and you guys know I love running organics. And it's not only the dry organic fertilizers, but I also couldn't use the liquid organic fertilizers because it's really quite messy in DWC systems. Now, aside from that, the DWC container, the reservoir, the bucket that actually stores all the water that's installed in the Hey Abby system, it's not removable. So actually draining that proved to be a little bit of a challenge. There was always just a little bit of water left at the bottom of the container that I couldn't get out. And in that water was always a little bit of dirtiness that I also couldn't get out. You know how sometimes in DWC systems at the bottom of the bucket you may have a little bit of debris, whether it's algae or a little bit of dirt or anything like that. It's just a little bit harder to get out and really have a nice clean system. Now since I got the OG DWC version about 3 years back, Hey Abby's actually come out with a new soil version that you can use. And that soil version is basically the same grow box, but they threw a fabric pot in there with a little bit of a water drainage system at the bottom so you can collect any runoff. Now in my humble opinion, I would prefer the soil version over the DWC version, but a lot of the criticisms still remain and I probably still wouldn't use it. Now another criticism for me, guys, and the third reason that I actually stopped using the Hey Abby grow box is that so much just ran through the app. And personally, I'm not a fan of technology and using apps when it comes to my grow systems. I'm an old school kind of guy. I like to go in and press buttons with my fingers and make changes that way. A lot of times I just don't like to be on my phone, pick up my phone and have to go and do anything on my phone. So for me, having to run everything through my phone for the Hey Abby grow box was pretty inconvenient. I mean, the reminders and stuff like that's pretty neat, but it's not absolutely necessary. And plus, I've heard a lot of people report that the phone app sucks. So in my humble opinion, I would prefer a box that runs independent to any cell phone app. So as you guys can see, a lot of these Trustpilot reviews cite the app as being a real weak point in the Hey Abby system. Now another thing which I was not really a big fan of was the Hayabi subscription box. This subscription box essentially gives you nutrients from Hayabi that you can use in the Hayabi grow box. But in my personal view, I found it was just a little bit on the pricey side, coming in at about 300 and something bucks for the DWC kit and about 200 and something bucks for the soil kit. Now the subscription is optional, so you don't have to grab it. But to me, it just seemed like a little bit of a money grab because there are a lot of people who grow using all different types of nutrients, and plus it's not like you're getting big bottles of DWC nutrients from Hayabi. You're actually just getting small little packets that you pop into the system every so often. Now another drawback, guys, is that the grow box is sold as a really incognito system. You can set it and forget it, even though I found that DWC systems you can't really set it and forget it, but that's not the point. The point here is that it's not as incognito as they would like to have you believe. Now in my experience, the Hayabi grow box is actually pretty loud. It makes a humming noise, a little bit like an AC unit condenser that's on 24/7 in your bedroom. So rather than being discreet, it's a bit of a conversation starter for people that come over, especially if you got it like in your living room or in your TV room or somewhere where it's easily visible when people come over. So instead of it being something that blends in, it turned out to be something that people are like, hey, what's that thing that looks like a fridge but it's not a fridge? Now perhaps one of the biggest drawbacks, guys, is the price. These Hayabi grow boxes are not cheap. The OG Pro version that I got a couple years back is actually about 1,100 bucks, while some of the other versions range from about 500 to 800 bucks. And if you're really on a budget, there's a lot of better ways that you can spend your bread than copping the Hayabi grow box. You can get an entire kit from Mars Hydro with a tent, carbon filter, light, fan, and grow a lot more plants than that Hayabi grow box. And plus, we got a banging deal for you guys at the end of the video, so make sure you guys watch until the end so you guys can capitalize on that deal. Now, the Hayabi grow box came with some pretty neat accessories, stuff like trimmers, trellis nets, and even magnetic hooks for the Hayabi box. But all that does not actually make it worth it. And that's just my personal view on things. Now, we already touched on some of those reviews on Trustpilot, which cited the app as being a little bit wonky. But a lot of people on Trustpilot also cited the customer service as being absolutely horrendous. Now, I personally have not had a lot of reasons to get in touch with customer service, but when my OG box was delivered, it actually came dented. And not only was there a big dent on the front of the box, but also the door was not seated on the hinges correctly. So for me to open the door and close the door on the Hayabi box, I had to lift it and sort of shimmy it and jimmy it into position, and that was pretty inconvenient. And in fact, when I reached out to Hayabi, to the owner of the company, and told him that my Hayabi had arrived dented, but also the door hinges were off, their response was less than satisfactory. They pretty much told me, well, sucks to be you, bud. Now that kind of coincides with some of the reviews that I've seen on Trustpilot, where people also cited the customer service as being absolutely horrendous. So not only is the app pretty loopy, but the customer service is pretty poor. Now one thing that I found pretty interesting, guys, is that if you had a look at the Hayabi website, they've got tons of reviews from tech pages and tech channels on there. But if you actually look, there are not a whole lot of home growers who have actually reviewed and given positive feedback on the Hayabi grow box. A lot of these tech channels who review iPhones and iPads and computer systems and stuff like that don't actually grow a whole lot of plants. So there aren't a whole lot of growers, as far as I'm aware, who've actually reviewed the Hayabi grow box. Now I do know a few. Shout out to my homie Rob from CLTV, shout out my homie Dusa from Dusa Farms, and myself. We're all growers and we have definitely tried the Hayabi grow box. But what's pretty interesting is that all of us have actually kicked the Hayabi grow box to the side, we put it into storage, and none of us are using it. Someone actually asked me recently, what's the one piece of equipment in my entire grow system that I regret getting? It's probably the Hayabi grow box. Sucks, but it's true. But hey, I guess I can probably use it as a safe or storage or something, because people probably won't know how to open it if you have never seen one before. But as of right now, it's literally just sitting down outside in my backyard taking rain, snow, storms, all types of stuff. So if you guys want to give the Hayabi grow box a try, you can come and grab mine. I'm gonna give it away for absolutely free, but you gotta come and grab it in person because the grow box is pretty heavy and that'll cost a lot to ship. So if you want to come and pick the thing up, come and pick it up in person. You can have it for absolutely free. But that said, let me know what you guys think about the grow box. If you guys have one, have you guys had good experiences with it or bad experiences with it. But personally, in my humble view, it'll be a lot better for a lot of growers out there to spend your money on getting a grow tent, a grow light, a carbon filter, and setting up a really nice system that way. And I promise you guys, I got some good news for you guys, and this is where Mars Hydro comes in with some of those exclusive deals that they got. Mars has got some banging tents, carbon filters, lights. In fact, their lights are all I use. I don't use any other lights. And plus, they've got some new supplemental UV and IR lights with a brand new color spectrum. They've upgraded their supplemental lights as well. So use the discount code icanthc on top of sale items and grab a double discount. Level up your grow room at the fraction of the price with that double discount, guys. I promise you, that double discount will save you guys serious cash. And if you really want to get a nice garden setup running, grab a 4x4 or a 5x5 tent, grab a nice light like the Mars Hydro FC6500 or the FC8000, and throw in a carbon filter in there. No one will smell anything. It'll be absolutely discreet as long as it's out of sight. So let me know what you guys think about that. Don't forget to grab that Mars Hydro double discount. And wait, if you guys want to find out more about growing that fire, then check out any episode on screen right now, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Peace, fam.